everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Falling Upwards. Let's say hi to Maddie first before we lead in. Maddie, how are you doing? Even though you just told me to not ask you.
Excuse you!
Maddie literally said, don't ask me how you're doing. And I'm so used to every single episode going, Maddie, how are you doing? That my brain just did that on autopilot. Maddie, what's your favourite colour today?
It's usually blue, but I'm gonna go with a mint green today.
Nice. We love mint green. Well, we're doing a few little changes from this episode onwards because we listened to you all, we listened to your feedback, and we want to kick things off with our guests before we bring in Mad News and all the other little segments that we know you also enjoy. We have a fantastic guest on the lawn today. Her name is Chloe Stroll. You may have heard her music before, or you may not have, in which case I promise you, you are in for a treat when she joins us on the lawn. But before we kick off, I'll ask Maddie, because Maddie has been listening to her music. How have you found her music, Maddie?
You know what I like about it? It's slightly fresh, you know? Because there's always trends in the music scene, and there's, you know, the way that we sort of curl our voices, or I have no idea what the official terms for these are, but you know, like there's certain ways of projecting that come and go. You know, you'll listen to like music from the 80s and all the female singers sound so different to how they do today, right? But something I like about Chloe Stroll is that she doesn't seem that affected by the trends. You know, she's got this gorgeous, mature voice that's really powerful. It's kind of Eurovision-y. You know, she reminds me a bit of Leona Lewis. Her new album, my favorite song is Hurricane. Just really good, like meaningful songs. You know, they feel like they have meaning, and there's worth in nonsense as well. We have a lot of nonsensey noise music out there these days too, which is a lot of fun. But Chloe Stroll, she has her purpose.
She does have quite the incredible story. Some of you may know her because she's the sister of Lance Stroll, the Formula One driver. But incredible tale. She started singing from such a young age, got signed at 14. Now she's 30. She's finally released her debut album, which is Bloom in the Break. By the time you listen, it will already be out. She's had a baby in between that time. So when Maddie talks about like the uniqueness of her voice, she has genuinely been cultivating that for like a decade and a half before releasing this record. So a lot of life has happened in between before she finally got to the point where she felt like she had a full project.
Wow.
You think that's so interesting though, because artists like rush albums all the time, but she has genuinely let that marinate until it was perfect for her.
I love that though. Everyone runs around like they're going to die tomorrow, but she took the time.
You can tell. Well, shall we welcome Chloe onto the lawn?
Yeah. Let's stroll into it.
Maddie, so good. Firstly, we always like to say to everyone we have on, welcome to the lawn. I know there's no lawn here, but if you imagine you're, you know, amidst a nice, green, luscious lawn, I feel like your music suits that quite well.
I love that. I feel it does too, so let's go there.
Well, we always like to kick off with our signature question, which is, what is your favourite failure? But given that you've also had a baby and you have your new album that is your baby, I guess I'll ask you, what's your favourite failure from both?
Oh God. You know what? I think in general, failure is what helps you grow, and it's what makes you recognize where the right paths are. It helps you identify what you want and what you really don't want in life. And I think that I've definitely trialed that, and I've trialed that with music. I've sung definitely different genres, different songs, written songs that I'm glad are not going to come out today. You know, but I think that it's also probably one of the biggest themes that I have in the album, which is that, you know, Bloom in the Break, I really envisioned a flower growing through broken glass. And I think that all the obstacles, and whether or not you want to call them failures, it is a personal choice, but that is what makes you unique and beautiful and worthy. And I think that that's something to be celebrated.
Arbiter of failures, Maddie Armstrong. Let's go.
It's very safe. You know, we didn't actually have a failure there. But, you know, it's sound.
I feel like, okay, wait. I feel like for people that always come to these episodes just for the guests and they might not have heard any episode before, you know, Maddie as our ultimate arbiter, she does like a good full-on story. I mean, I do too.
Meaty
So
failure.
sometimes you get very, very kind, gentle ones, and sometimes you get an epic tale. But you're right, it's a very gentle, soft failure from Chloe there.
I feel like I can't fault her, you know? I mean, someone like
Yeah.
her, I was thinking, has she actually failed ever?
She must have done. Everyone's failed.
No, but like with where she's at, she just seems
Oh, right.
like a failureless person. So I can't fault her, but yeah.
Well, her brother obviously is in sport, and then her husband is an Olympic snowboarder, so he's also in sport. So I'm sure she's channeled through her loved ones as well as herself. She's seen a lot of failure before a lot of triumph. That genuinely just clocked for me. She genuinely has two superstar people in her life on top of herself. The entire family are all superstars. That's insane.
The flower that you envision in that title, how does that flower look like to you?
To me, it's a peony because those are my favorite flowers, and I love how they bloom, and I love how big they get, and I just think that they're so luscious and gorgeous, and that was really the image that just stuck in my head as we were going through this album.
Peony. My mental health chicken penguin is called Peony, and Emma knows this.
Yes, that's true.
She's blue and she's got yellow accents.
I love the imagery, the idea of just a flower blooming and making its way through broken glass. That's such a beautiful... Do you feel that coming through in the album as well?
Yeah, what one is it? I Stood My Ground. Like, that's very intense.
Yeah.
That's definitely like the theatrical, like the Rise Like a Phoenix Eurovision song, you know? Like, that's hers.
If failure looked like a little Inside Out character in your head,
Oh my God.
How would yours
My
look?
whole head is filled with Inside Out characters. I'm obsessed with them.
Nice. What's failure to you then?
Wow, that's a really good question. What's failure to me if it's a little Inside Out character? Probably similar to sadness.
Oh, okay. So like a jumper.
With a jumper and a little hunched over and a little bit sad and a little melancholy and a little self-wallowy. That would probably be for me. But at the same time, I think that you need someone like Joy who's there to like perk you up and remind you that actually like you all have to work together.
So failure's there, but Joy's leading the charge.
100%.
That was our Festival of Failure questions. How did you like that, Maddie?
I feel like
Do you like her takes on failure?
I'm dressed like sadness today, actually, because I've got the woolly blue cardi on.
Hearing her talk about failure feels a bit like a warm hug. I can imagine her just being a great friend to have in terms of how reassuring she is. She has a very like sunny outlook, very positive outlook.
You can tell
it's lovely.
She's a mum.
Like when they're very nurturing, very caring.
Something that was so lovely hearing you talk about earlier was your songwriting process and getting a little bit of a sense of that.
Yeah.
What are your favorite lyrics, I should say, that you've ever written?
My favorite lyrics that I've ever written. I think that there's things like that I love when lyrics and melody just hit like nail on the head of the feeling, and when things come together and you're just like, damn, that worked really well. And I feel that way, you know, about the chorus for my single Home. It's simple. It's baby, I'm home when I'm with you. And that is exactly how I feel about Scotty, and I loved the melody that we put to it, and I think that was really great. I think that there's a song on the album on Bloom in the Break called Prisoner. For example, I think for me, I personified my anxiety, which a lot of people may take very differently when they hear the song, but I loved that I was able to give it that kind of character and be prisoner to that. You know, so I think it's not one specific line or two, it's as well just the in general, however you can interpret it for yourself.
Thoughts, Mads? Because Mads is big on song lyrics.
Yeah, I did notice her lyrics are really good. I wish she'd named a specific one because they're really good. I was noticing when I was listening.
Very heartfelt. And actually, on the day, she sang a song that was about her grandmother who passed away. And a lot of people got emotional at that. So it feels like, you know, so much of her music comes from the heart. And it was actually really interesting because she mentioned that she looked back at stuff she'd written when she was 14, and she was like, yeah, I couldn't imagine singing those things now, because she's been through so much life since then. She's like, half of her life has passed since whatever she was writing about at 14.
We've all written funny little songs at that time, though, haven't we? Or like relationship songs when you've obviously not been in a relationship because you're a child. Which is, we like to have fun doing little stuff like that.
You talked about how long this journey has been for you to really put together this album. How did you know that the project was finally complete? How could you sit in that moment?
I think I'd written so many songs, I had released a few, and it was the very obvious step next. And of course, I'd always wanted to release an album. That's such a big feat. And I think when I really started to see these songs and listen through, and I had this vision that kept coming to me, it was kind of like the sign of, okay, you know what? Maybe we've actually made it, and maybe this is the beginning of the journey. So I'm really glad it was.
There are so many fantastic singer-songwriters out there, and something that I hope people who listen to the album pick up is how soulful and kind of timeless your music sounds. It feels like you've really honed in on that sense that anyone from any generation could listen to the songs.
I love hearing that, because that was really something that I wanted to make sure it was.
It absolutely comes across. Absolutely.
I love that. Thank you for saying that.
Of course. Well then, over the decades, if you could collaborate with any other singer-songwriters, who would you want to pick?
God. I have so many. I mean, if I could collaborate, whether it would be a John Legend, whether it would be a Beyonce, whether it would be a, Louis Capaldi, Ed Sheeran, like the list goes on and on. I think I admire so much the artists like them who are so 100% true to themselves, true to their journey, who you really feel like you know them. And they're not doing anything to please anybody else. They're living their life, and God, that it would just be a dream come true.
You're obviously basking and enjoying this album rollout, but are you looking forward to what you might do next in your upcoming projects?
I mean, look, we've got, more than 70 songs. There's definitely some.
70?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've definitely got some that I love that maybe didn't fit 100% for this project, but for sure, I think that there's a lot of exciting things for the future.
Yay!
Wasn't she just lovely?
Yeah, there's more Chloe Stroll in the chamber.
70 songs.
That is a lot of songs.
A testament to how long she's been working on it. I think one of the songs you mentioned, like she's worked with some big songwriters, like ones that have worked with Mariah Carey, and big names. So she's been honing her craft for sure.
Yeah, Beyonce was like someone I pictured in my head that she kind of sits at the table of at musically. Like obviously that, she's not as known as Beyonce, but I think their voices would definitely go together.
I think especially like you and I, when we talk about K-pop a lot, we're always talking about, these idols are so young. Do they get the opportunity to like live in between the millions of things that they have to do? And it's really cool to speak to an artist who has taken so long. Like, given that she was signed at 14, she could have like gone down a teen pop star route. She could have put lots out there, but she's really spent the time to kind of create her first album and release it as somebody who's lived a lot of life.
With her, life came first.
Her baby came first. she's been working on that album forever, but the baby came before she released the album.
Maybe it will feature on the next track on the next album.
Yeah, like wasn't it Beyonce? Beyonce put Blue Ivy on her album, didn't she?
Oh, I thought that was Northwest who did a Kanye.
Some of these celebrity kids showing up on their parents' albums. Would you recommend then Hurricane would be the first song you would ask people to listen to on the album?
Conveniently, it is the first on the album. I also really like, if you like more just kind of chill acoustic stuff, I also really like You're Okay. If you want to get...
Oh, I think that's the one about her grandmother. I think that's the grandmother one.
Are you sure?
I'm going to look at it now to double check the lyrics.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, do carry on, lads.
If you want to get in your Conchita Wurst feels, listen to I Stood My Ground. Oh yeah, I also really like Water Over Sand. That's a good one. She says one swear word in the entire album, and it's in that song. But it doesn't feel like, like it's just thrown in, like, because that's what all the cool people do, or they all swear in their songs. No, I feel like she uses this word to really amplify her emotions and really get that across, like how you do in real life. You don't,
Yeah.
a normal person doesn't really swear just for the fun of it. Like they're gonna swear because their emotions drive them to do so. And it feels just very natural the way this word comes in.
You're Okay is the one about her grandmother. This was the lyric when she sang it that really got me. It's when she said, when I hear love songs, I dream of better days. I miss your recipes, the way you say my name. And I was like, there are so many people who will have some kind of memory of like cooking with their mom, cooking with their grandma. I was just like,
honestly,
oh,
I was too small-minded. I was just enjoying the melody and the vibes, but I wasn't paying that much
no, it's a
attention
lovely
to the
vibe.
lyrics. I thought it was just like a regular breakup song or something, but it's about grandma.
It's about her grandma passing away. That's why I say, at least one of us is okay. At least you're in a better place. It's like the lights went out when you went away.
That's what it's about. That hurts.
Sitting on your chair, I'm recalling blue eyes, blue skies, sunlight is pouring. I know that the heavens rejoicing, but I woke up such a mess this morning.
Okay, Emma,
Gutting.
I get past grandparent feels, because like I've got grandparents that have passed away, right? But I get this weird thing. You know how like sometimes when people are ovulating, they like will look at children like, oh my word, I think I really want a child, and then like they'll get over it.
Do you get that with grandparents?
Yes, and
you get that with grandparents. Nice.
Especially at the cafe I work at, there's a lot of really nice, just happy old people that sometimes they're on their own or sometimes they're couples, but like we get a lot of old people there, and they're always in a jolly little mood, and sometimes they're really good to talk to, and temporarily in my mind I'll like adopt them as my grandparent.
You know what though, with like the elderly loneliness epidemic, I think that's beautiful.
Oh,
I really do.
It makes me sad.
That's beautiful.
That society ignores them, especially when so many of like the loveliest people is just like a kind old person that you just ignore on the street or whatever.
So for Mad News today, I wanted to talk just about plushies, because I know that we've talked about Pop Mart a lot, but there's obviously been a lot of discourse about Jellycats over the past year. For people who might not know, Jellycats are an expensive kind of stuffed toy, and they've become like more and more commercial as people have been collecting them more, as Maddie has reflected on a lot. And I was in the Jellycat area in Selfridges the other day expecting a riot because they released a new dragon, and actually people were really nice and respectful, and people didn't take like 5 dragons to try and scalp them off. They just picked up one dragon, and it was just people hugging cuddly toys, and I just thought that was lovely. So this isn't so much like an advert for Jellycat, though if Jellycat wanted to sponsor us, we obviously would not say no to this. But it's more, I like bought it back, and then I texted some friends. I was like, look, I got this stuffed dragon. And then it was the nicest chat, because for about 5 to 10 minutes, it was just all of us sharing cuddly toys that we'd had from our childhood. Like there was one friend that was like, this is one I've had since I was 2. And I'm like, that's just, so go and like, hug a toy. And don't fight for toys. Like we don't want a Labubu repeat of.
So the news is that you were surprised that there wasn't an actual scrap going on for the dragon jelly.
Yeah, genuinely surprised there wasn't a scrap. Well, listeners, tell us what plushies you will be hugging as you listen to Chloe's album, because I feel like it's the kind of album you could just lie in bed and listen to and hug like a pet or a plushie.
Yeah. Or an old person.
Or an old or or an old person. Like,
I mean, I was gonna exchange an old person. I think I'll add something. I'm joking. I think I'll actually add something new. But we were talking about, comforts and cute little things that there's kind of a boom of in the past 5 years. And I've recently become absolutely obsessed with this app called Cats and Soup.
Great app.
They just make soup and run around. My favorite is the pumpkin cats. I just love the way the pumpkin looks as it's being shred. It's gorgeous little animation, but the cats are so cute. I recently got the sunset cat, or whatever limited cat is going on at the moment. I can't remember its name. I spent like £5 to to get the little ticket because I needed this cat. It's a great app. Love it.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been playing a week and I've already got to the AA currency, and that's what you get when you've gone through A, B, C all the way to Z, and it starts again at AA. So
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
playing it quite a lot.
Okay, I will exchange, apart from this album, because we try not to cop out. I will exchange bubble bath.
Okay.
If you can take a bubble bath, take a bubble bath. I know not everyone has a bath, but I've been finding when I've been stressed of late, not that it makes everything better, but it just helps ease you like a little bit. To just have that bubble bath, or bath salts if you can't take bubble bath, because some people are allergic, or the bath bombs, also very good. Just have a nice soak. Or if you can't have a bath, then just have a shower, but allow yourself to genuinely relax in the shower, like where the steam's everywhere and you can genuinely just relax. Just have a relaxing wash.
I don't know if you get this, but sometimes I freak out because I have spent months without being submerged in water. Like, cause I just take, cause I take showers, not baths.
Okay.
Don't misunderstand. But I just feel like swimming in the sea or swimming in a pool or being submerged in a bath. I don't know. Being submerged in water is something that humans need. Like it's
yes.
It's not as high on the needs list.
But, you mean like beyond getting clean, like being in water?
No, I just mean it's like it's something we're just meant to do. It's like in our nature. We wanna swim. So it freaks me out when I haven't swam in a long, long time.
I haven't swum in ages, I've genuinely not swum in ages. Like, we have a leisure centre nearby, but I genuinely haven't taken a dip. I would say the last time I swam was maybe when I was on holiday and there was a pool in the hotel, and that was over a year ago.
Yeah. I don't think we swim as often as we should. Maybe this.
No.
I don't believe in it, but if you believe in evolution, maybe you might agree that like people long ago swam as well. If you believe that we've been around for millennia and more than that, then it'll be in our nature,
in our bloodstream somewhere.
But yeah, I do think we need to have a good swim every now and then.
What is your sign-off message? Is that your sign-off message?
No,
go and have a good swim.
Have a stroll.
I love that.
Into a pool, maybe.
Stroll into a pool. Mine will be hug something fluffy. Just hug something fluffy. It's so comforting. We've been talking about how stressful the world is right before we started this recording. And there's something about just like hugging something fluffy that, again, doesn't make it better, but it definitely doesn't make it worse. It's just a good, comforting vibe.
Do you ever look at a cat and just think, I understand why people worshipped you?
Yeah. All the time. They look great. They do what they want. They're so fluffy. They all have a personality where it's like, could react to you at any point in time, just don't want to, which I respect.
Mm.
Yeah, 100%. just like 100%. And they just lounge. They do what they want. It's amazing.
Yeah, I wish I was a cat.
It's so impressive.
They just, yeah, it looks like such an enjoyable life.
Yeah.
I saw this picture of, or was it a video of this whole little gang of cats just nestling under shelter while it's raining heavily in a garden, and it looked so cozy. And I was like, I want to be one of those cats. Alas, I'm a human.
Well,
Anyway,
Chloe Stroll's brand new album, Bloom in the Break, will be out by the time that you listen to this. I feel like we've had such good vibes this episode because it has been bookended by Chloe's just wonderful, radiant personality, and her lovely lyrics flow throughout the entire album. So definitely go and check it out when you can. We will put links down in the episode description. And thank you as always for listening to another episode of Falling Upwards.
bye.